Hey everybody, what's going on? I'm Amenadale, aka Green Grow Guy. Before we get into any information, I want to thank you guys for watching, and I want to let you know that this is sponsored by Burpees. So make sure you go to burpees.com, hit capital letters plant 626, and get your 40% off savings, and tell them Green Grow Guy sent you because I did. Also, our other sponsor, Fast Growing Trees, because if y'all like my fruit cocktail tree or them grapes that I showed you that I'm growing, it's real food, baby. It's real food, baby. So go to fastgrowingtrees.com for their summer sales flash event. Say that 3 times fast, right? Tripping. But go, because you're about to save money and you're about to get some food like I got. With that being said, y'all, enjoy the video. Okay, everybody, what's going on? How you folks doing? My folks is doing good. Thanks for asking. Thanks for wondering. Look, check it out. It is now June. Food is growing. Y'all, I've really been harvesting, but I really haven't been getting up on my videos. The reason why, man, I hurt my back like a week ago. And let me tell you something. 44 is interesting for me. You know what I mean? Usually I got a quicker bounce back than what I do. You know what I mean? But I actually had to take some days and go down. You know what I mean? I was still coming out, you know what I mean, doing things in my garden, but I just wasn't going, you know what I mean, to the extremes of pulling out the equipment, recording and editing and stuff like that. Sciatica. Something is going on. But long story short, I got an appointment tomorrow. We're going to figure it all out because I can't be banged up. It don't feel right banged up. All right? But with that being said, guys, the weather finally broke. Hallelujah. The weather finally broke, okay? And stuff is growing big and bodacious. I had so much going in the past week, y'all. Lots of stuff. A lot. First of all, ketchup is a real game. In gardening, you will fall behind quick. And I'm a little bit behind, but there's nothing extreme. Nothing. I'm not behind. Well, I'm behind, y'all. We behind. We behind. We share the victories and the struggles here on this channel, and we listen and we do not judge. Okay. But real quick, I want y'all to listen and judge, because I'm about to show y'all real quick what's going on in our June garden. Y'all, I've been harvesting, okay? Now, I harvest my collards, my kales, my mustard greens. I harvest those things. I put them in Ziploc bags, and I freeze them, just like the frozen bags you get at the market. They just in Ziploc, and I write the name on it. But what I will tell you is that this food is growing absolutely perfect, all right? So we're going to run through it. I'm going to show you guys what's going on. Like I said, this is probably it's been about 2.5 weeks of about a steady 60 degrees at night. We go anywhere between 70 and 95 during the day. So late summer, late spring things like cucumbers and tomatoes and things like that from my area in Pennsylvania, they are popping. Now, you'll meet a lot of people and they'll tell you, oh, you know, when you get to tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, Romeo tomatoes. What are those? Roma tomatoes, patio tomatoes. If you're a beginner grower, okay, you're trying to understand what's going on and get your feet wet, I suggest going that route. Okay, you can even stretch it to an early girl. Early girls are fairly easy to grow when it comes to tomatoes. This year, I'm over here trying to do the big one. And I have Roma, early girls, and beefsteaks. Okay, because we over here doing a thing. One of the main reasons why I'm doing it to that magnitude is because I went to the supermarket. I was like, this looks scarce. And I like tomato variety. And plus, all tomatoes aren't for the same thing. Go do your homework. Tell you something. All right, but with that being said, I'm not going to stop running my mouth. But I'm just going to turn the camera around and show you all the plants as I run my mouth. You know how we do. You know how we do on this channel. All right, I'm hyped, y'all. All right, my back do hurt a little bit, but I just feel good. You know what I mean? It feel better just sniffing in the greenery. And we about to celebrate. Now, for y'all that don't have garden etiquette, I will say this before I turn the camera on. One more thing. Everything that you see is growing. It's it's a celebration. I don't care how big, how small. It's a celebration. We celebrate every flower, every piece, every leaf. Victory. All right. Now that you got the rules down, let's do it. Okay, y'all. So, I've had so much stuff going on. One of the pots clearly fell down. Here's the update. I'm going to give y'all the update on everything I think thus far about the stuff and the strategies that I come up with in my urban farm to create more space. First of all, shout outs to my neighbor. My neighbor donated a grill to the cause because if y'all know me, y'all know I grill like no tomorrow. So granted, this was something added that I didn't really plan on adding, but we had to find space for that because we accept grills. You might need some meat to go with some of these vegetables that you grow. So I am going to get this more situated today with my son. We're going to come out here and finish a lot of work actually that we have to do because I'm up and moving. But we're going to start off here with these patio cucumbers. Now, these aren't pickling cucumbers or regular cucumbers, but they're patio cucumbers. So you can grow them in smaller pots. And I'm going to be real with y'all. I personally think this pot is too small. I have another pot just like this, and I thought they were the same. Then I was just rushing, not paying attention, and I realized that this one was more shallow than the other one. The other one that I've planted, and you all will see the difference in the growth. Okay, I'm not saying that this won't grow, because it is, as you can see. Let me get up on it. Okay, I know y'all see the little flowers and all that. I'm gonna come out here and hand pollinate it. I am getting lots of bees and stuff, but when you keep in mind the size of this one, and then when I show you what I planted in a bigger pot, you'll see the reason why, pot selection is important, because the size difference is measurable. And on top of the size difference being measurable, y'all, it's actually attaching already. So I'm really liking what's going on, even with this pot, because it's not dying. It's completely healthy, as you can see. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not sure how much production I'll get out of it because I was rushing with the pots. Okay, now here goes my dinosaur kale. Let me fix my camera so y'all can really get into how I'm getting into it. Excuse me, y'all. Yes. Okay, here goes the dinosaur kale. Y'all, isn't that beautiful? Ain't that beautiful? Y'all know it's beautiful. Let me show you the back of the leaves. Not an aphid in sight. Not a bite in sight. You understand? This is dinosaur kale. Y'all go and look up dinosaur kale and do your homework on this dinosaur kale, because this is the kale that you should be eating. This is so good for you. Filled with lots of protein. Okay, lots of vitamins. You know what I'm saying? And as you see, it is beautiful. It grows beautiful. It can tolerate. It has a tolerance for damn near everything. Okay? For almost everything. If you take care of it, like I'm taking care of it. All right? And in here, no, these aren't weeds, y'all. They're not weeds. Don't do me. Don't do me on this beautiful Tuesday morning. Y'all know they not weeds. They're turnips, y'all. And when I was planting this kale and these collards, go watch the video. Something funny happened. So I was trying to like compartment plant, and I forgot that I had put the turnip seeds up in there with the dinosaur kale. Here I am mixing all the dirt around. So I had to just accept what happened once the turnips popped up. Now y'all know when it comes to um, different things, I can do turnips okay. You know what I mean? Certain things I'm not expert at, and I want to get better at because I want to incorporate those in my diet, and turnips are one of those. You know what I'm saying? But now I am going to come and touch them up a little bit and give them a little more root. Because as you can see, let me get in here. As you can see, this one's a little wobbly. These are, I like to build it up to the stock and just let it re-root back down. It'll give the turnip a little more energy down here. That's been successful for me. If y'all got any pointers, let a brother know. Okay? Because certain things, like I said, y'all, certain things, I'm great at certain things, but certain things I need work on. You know what I mean? And it's always with gardening. Don't get upset. It could be a learning process. You know what I mean? Now, what are we gonna look at next, y'all? Y'all, let me show y'all my Brussels sprouts. Now, we're gonna talk about the fork fence, okay? Because the fork fence is a diabolical discovery by me. Now we're gonna go over here real quick. Look at the fork fence. See how it's protecting everything over here? And it's protecting other things lower on the ground when we get to it. You're gonna see not a bite in sight. But it must be something really delicious about these Brussels sprouts, y'all. Because I put up the fork fence. Y'all see the fork fence, right? Okay. Then they was like, we don't care nothing about that fork fence. We is going right up over that and eating on this Brussels sprout right here. Okay. I was like, oh, no, you're not. Then they was trying to eat up on this one right here on the end. I was like, oh, no, you're not. So I put the garden fence on top of it with the fork fence. And it was like, whatever was eating it, y'all, whatever was eating it was like, oh, you don't think I'm smart enough to go on the side? How would I go on the side and eat my piece of Brussels sprout up like? Did y'all see? Y'all, why they eat my Brussels sprout up like that? Why they do that? That's how it's supposed. This is how it's supposed to look. This is how it look. You don't go to nobody's house eating their Brussels sprouts down to the skeleton like that. You know what I mean? 1, 2 leaves, okay. But whatever this was, that ate my Brussels sprout down to the skeleton. Okay? So I had to come and net it. So now I got a net, a fence, and the forks. And what made me mad, look at the squash next to it. It's zucchini, actually. This is zucchini. Okay, which is still a squash, but more specifically a zucchini. Look how beautiful it's growing. Ain't eat not a leaf up on it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, too much right here with the Brussels sprouts. And don't say, oh, maybe because it's jumping off the grill. Whatever has been eating this, y'all, I want to catch it. I want to see what it is so that I can set something up to get it, because you don't go to nobody's urban farm. Okay? No animal should be at nobody's urban farm eating a Brussels sprouts down to the dang on skeleton. To the skeleton? Like, you know. So anyway, with that being said, I was shocked, because that was the first time I ever got attacked that heavy. So I'm like, wow, I can't wait to eat these Brussels sprouts. They finna be delicious. You know what I'm saying? But that was really one of the only, that was the worst situation that I actually came out to. So with that being said, guys, that was very minute, because if you know anything about Brussels sprouts, they're going to grow taller. And once they grow taller, I'll have a shoot of Brussels sprouts. I don't know about that one. That one, I don't know about that one, y'all. Because it is down to the skeleton. But the other 3, they should do good. They're doing good so far. I came out, I checked it today. No, nothing got into it. Okay, now when we get over here, y'all, right in front of the dinosaur kale, y'all gonna see some more kale right here. I actually grew a lot of this kale. Because I like it. It's delicious. It's so good for you. It goes great in smoothies, salads. You can cook it. You got options, baby. You got options with this dinosaur kale right on the top. And this is beautiful too. Let's take note of the beauty. Ooh, ah. And then we're going to move down to these mustard greens. Now, y'all see this leaf? It came from it getting caught on this chicken wire fence. Now, y'all know I like pretty food. So when it was doing that, it was making me sad. Then something did bite on one of the leaves, but I don't want to see it no more. So I took care of that. This was just my leftover stuff I wanted to grow. Some herbs. We're going to get into a lot of herbs today. I'm going to put them down now that the weather's nice and hot. Because I'm going to be honest, y'all. I realized herbs for me in Pennsylvania, they do the best when I plant them late spring. You know, if you plant herbs here in Pennsylvania, from what I've experienced too early in the spring, they just don't pop. They just do not pop. You know what I mean? The basils, the dills, they don't pop like that for me. So I wait till it gets a little warmer in the spring to put all that down in planters. And when I put it down in hanging baskets, that it's a benefit because once they pop, if it's something that doesn't need a full sun, I could just move it into a more shaded area and it'll get really big and robust. Like, you know what I mean? But for me, I just wait until around this time. And any hanging baskets that I got laying around, what I wind up doing is just putting them in and then playing musical herb basket, you know, moving it around. So, and it works. Definitely, I already did an onion powder video. You know what I'm saying? So with that onion powder video that I did, I do the same thing with the basil and all fresh herbs. I know where it's coming from. I'm not paying tons of money. You know what I mean? And it's endless. It's like when I do it, it's an endless supply. Like, you know what I mean? So it saves a lot of money. You know what I mean? Even if at the end of the day you can't grow everything you will ever eat in your backyard, saving $3-4 here, there, everywhere adds up. All right. So that was just a planner. Planners that I got from Family Dollar. Also be economical and don't be afraid to reuse some stuff. I reuse buckets and urban farming. It's about saving money, y'all. So you know what I mean? $1.25 pots a piece at the Family Dollar. And guess what? Guess who food growing? So other than the mustard greens in there, y'all, I got some lavender. Okay, and I also have some rosemary. This is look how beautiful this rosemary is. First of all, look, the lavender is beautiful as well. Lavender doing this big one. Okay, and I want you see the tips, cut, harvested. This is something that's been harvested repeatedly. This is something that has already been harvested repeatedly. As you can see, harvested repeatedly, harvested repeatedly. Even these have been harvested repeatedly. You know what I mean? I'm already 3 harvests in on the collards, the kale, and the mustard greens. The spinach I'm done with because I have to switch to the summer spinach. My spring spinach is done. But I'm going to switch to a summer spinach, and when I do, we are going to talk about it. What do y'all want to talk about first? We're going to talk about these collard greens. Boom. And I don't need to tell y'all, this is Urban Farmer, so you know soon as I'm able to skin off pull one of these collard green leaves off, you know that's exactly what I'm doing. Look how beautiful they are, y'all. And I'm going to tell you, the quality of the leaf. The quality of the leaf, y'all, when you grow collard greens yourself, you're in complete control of that. These leaves are thick, and like you could wait till you guys see. I will show you the Ziploc bags of collard greens that I harvested so far off of this and a couple more that I had, because I think I only have like 6 collard green plants, but I intend to keep them all year. So that's a lot of collard greens, y'all. That about time I'm gonna start eating some probably by next month, because then I'm not gonna have no space for nothing else. You know what I mean? So know that, like, clock how you're storing food, because you'll turn around, you'll get another big harvest of squash or something like that, because that's about to start happening, okay? And you're going to want to freeze that too, and you're going to be running out of space. Get into what I'm telling you. All right? Not you running out of space in your freezer from the food you grew for free. So these collards, absolutely beautiful, and I can't. Y'all already know I'm ready to put my teeth up on them, and I'm not going to tell you what you could do with collards, because you're watching an urban farming video, and you should already know what to do with collards. Okay. So we just gonna move down. Now, y'all, this is Swiss char. All right. And first of all, shout out to me, Green Grow Guy. One of the things that I really struggled with for a while in agriculture was growing leafy greens successful and beautiful like this from seed. Taking care of them, keeping the nitrogen flowing in them, keeping them not eating. Like, does anybody? I know y'all don't see no bugs on here, because I'm standing right up on here and I don't see no bugs on here. Okay. This is very important. Infestation control was one of the biggest factors with leafy green growing, and growing leafy greens in areas where they're very well ventilated. I don't know why I couldn't get that out, y'all, but very well ventilated. You know what I mean? So adjustments, don't be afraid to adjust. Don't be afraid to do your homework. Don't be afraid to fail. Okay? As long as you are able to figure out why you failed, you're ahead of the game. Okay? In the grow game, you're ahead of the game. You know what I mean? But this will be the finished result if you don't give up. Look at this. Like, this is beautiful, y'all. This is growing beautiful. Now, today, of course, I'm going to come out and give all these leafy greens nitrogen. Okay? I'm going to water everything. You know what I mean? Everything today is getting their specified fertilizer. And we're actually going to go through it. You guys are going to watch me. Today is a very busy content day. Because there's so much that I have to do in order to catch up. You know what I'm saying? Along with, just sharing the information with y'all as it comes. You know what I mean? So we gonna be here a while. All right, what do y'all want to see next? Oh wait, you know what? I keep standing in front of these and knocking these around. So let me just go to the. I want to go to the tomato farm, y'all. Well, let me fix this real quick though, because that was acting up a little cake. I want to go to the tomato patch. Do I want to do the... you know what? Let's do these. Once I finish all the top wall, y'all. I got so much going on. I don't know what to do. I'm excited. Okay, y'all. So let's really talk about it. These are pumpkins. Okay? If you live in the Pennsylvania area, this is how your pumpkins should look at this point if you're growing them by seed, okay? They should be potted. Now, they shouldn't look wilted like this. They should have a little bit of water on them, but I just came out in the morning, grabbed my camera, and started recording. So my stuff still needs a little bit of water. You know what I mean? Nothing hit it yet this morning. Mind you, it's like 6 a.m. in the morning, and I'm out here recording, bringing you the footage. That's why y'all should be hitting subscribe and the notification bell. I'm not going to keep telling y'all. I'm not going to keep telling y'all every single video. Y'all know what to do. And y'all know y'all getting information. But here go the pumpkins, y'all. And this is where y'all should be at now with the pumpkins. Now, is there any fertilizer in here, phosphate, to help it root? Other than that, there's nothing in there. Initially, your plant, your seed, should have enough nitrogen. Now, will I put nitrogen on this week? Yep. Because it's about 2 inches high. All right? 2.5, 3 inches high, I'm ready to put some nitrogen on it along with the phosphate and let it do its real big one. That's why I be having big and bodacious food, y'all. I don't waste no time. This is container growing, all right? And know when you're container growing, you got a little bit more leniency with the fertilizer, because if you do too much, you just water it right on out. You know what I mean? You will affect the plant. I always want y'all to keep that in mind. You will affect the plant, but not to the point of death, usually, if you catch it fast enough. And you know what you're doing just a little bit. You ain't got to know a whole lot of, you know what I mean? It's trial and error. You know what I'm saying? But just know that trial and error is time and money. You know what I mean? So I always encourage people to do their homework a little bit. So those are the pumpkins, and I got to find a place for them, y'all. Don't judge me. I really had a really high success rate this year with transplants, which is a wonderful thing. So when that happens, I don't complain. I find space for the food. All right, behind it, these tall stalks here, they're garlic. I planted them here to see how these garlics would do. You know what I mean? So far, so good to me. They're doing good. I am going to give them some nitrogen today, give them some phosphate. You know what I mean? I have another stack of garlic right here. Those aren't doing so bad. You know what I mean? So I'm okay with everything that I'm seeing from this garlic. It's only been planted for about 2 months. If y'all don't know anything about garlic, it takes forever to grow. So that's why I have it up on the wall and out of the way. Like, you know what I mean? Because nobody's trying to move around something that's going to grow for 6 to 8 months. Nobody's got time for that. You know what I'm saying? I don't have time for that. If you got time for it, all right. But I ain't got the time for it. I'm going to tell you that right now. Busy man. Busy man. All right. So, y'all, below, this is red cabbage. This is one of the variations of cabbage that I decided to grow this year. Now, I'm look at this. I'm just gonna let the leaves speak for themselves. Oh, you see the cabbage, right? You see the cabbage coming? That's the cabbage. That's the ball. It's about to make the ball. Now, these are long-term cabbages. They take, the red cabbage will probably take, I'm thinking like 90 days. Now, my green cabbage is a 45-day cabbage, and those are almost done. You know what I'm saying? These were later, but as you can see, what it's doing right now is forming the ball. All right, that's the ball right here. This is the ball right here. That's going to be the ball of cabbage. So it's forming. Everything looks great. Let's check out the back of these leaves. Great. I check out the back of the leaves, guys, and I always say this, the back of the leaves is where the pests like to hide, okay? They will eat it from the backside up. You know what I mean? These holes, they climb all over, but they're laying their nests, sorry with the camera, they're laying their nests and things under here. They're hatching the babies under here. So you want to make sure that in crevices and deep in pockets, especially with things like eggplants, you get little spider mites and all that. You want to get in those crevices with that neem oil. You know what I'm saying? So they can't lay the eggs. You don't want them to be able to hatch on your food. You know what I'm saying? If you can circumvent that, great. Have a neem oil regimen. I'll be out here neem oil. Buy stock. I'm about to buy stock of neem oil. Okay? And you know what? You know what, y'all? Let's do our big one. Let's do our big one. And I had to turn the camera around to run my mouth. Because that's what I'm going to do. I don't care. We got burpees. Sponsored your man, Green Grow Guy, because we were being determined and we was letting burpees know, yo, these is your products, yo. And they good. We like them. Okay? But we want the clout. We want the clout just like you want the clout. So burpees was like, you know what, here, you are absolutely right, Green Grow Guy. Here are promo codes, give them to the people, let them grow the food like you growing the food. Everybody wins. Yay! Ah! You know what I'm saying? Same thing with fast-growing trees. So, with that being said, y'all, neem oil. Your brother, me, I hear a sponsor, y'all. So you already know. Yeah, I mean, let's get on a top. Come on, Nemo Oil, Captain Morgan, Captain Jack, make it up there. Captain Morgan. Look at y'all. It's early. I did have a little bit of coffee, but clearly not as much as I needed. Captain Jack. Where is my sponsor? We be up on it, y'all. You gotta stay up on it. All right, but until we get our Nemo Oil sponsor, let's check out the progress of our pink lemonade blueberry. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Here, let me get you up on the tag. And the reason why I want y'all to see this tag, y'all, is you know why? This is something from FastGrowingTrees.com. Alive, healthy. It is growing phenomenally. It was a little teeny quart. Okay, this is doing great, y'all. This is a fast growing tree product, and let me tell you something, I really never have no problems with their products. The tree probably came, the bush came about that big within a month. It has sprouted up, and it's growing nice. Now, do I expect to see fruit off of it this year? I'm not sure. You know what I mean? Maybe I might have like a harvest late in the fall, right before it's all over. But if not, for sure next year. Don't be surprised if you have to wait for fruit for a year or two. Okay, because these blueberry bushes were really small when I had got them. All right? So, no fret, my pet. You know what I mean? That's, I guess, when we move down, here is the other cucumber, the patio cucumber, y'all. Now, I don't know if y'all remember the other one, but y'all see the difference in size. The pot's bigger. Okay? The pot's bigger. I found a great way to hang it and utilize the space. And this is why y'all see the gaps. People have been seeing the gaps, and I've been getting comments saying, well, why is there so many gaps between the pots? I know for space. This is why there's so many gaps. Because as you see, what am I doing? I hung the cucumber plant right here, okay? And I have put garden fence all on this OSB board because look what the cucumber is going to do. And it's going to grow all throughout here and be held tight on to the OSB board. All right, so it's going to help me. It's going to help me with a few things, y'all. It's going to help me definitely with space. Okay, cucumbers, vining, growing. If you did it, you know what I'm saying. Okay, so you always want to find a way with cucumbers to train them to grow, whether it be a trellis. Create something, y'all. Just don't let them be growing all wild. The reason why is because they won't do good. They won't do good. They'll do okay, but they won't do good. And you'll have a lot of loss. And that's not why we're out here doing what we're doing every day on a consistent basis. We out here to eat food from our backyard. So, you know, the more care you give it, the better it lives. Water cucumbers every day. Especially when you container growing. Water cucumbers every day. See, this somebody's like, nah, don't do that. Water your cucumbers. When you're a container growing, water your cucumbers every day. Water your watermelons, melons, and certain things, cabbages. When you have high water plants, know what they are so that you can overwater them. You know what I mean? In containers, because the water drains out, okay? And as long as you have good draining soil, the water will drain out adequately. So don't sprinkle. Don't do that. You wanted to get a nice little soak on it so that when it drains out and it evenly dries. So all day it's drinking, okay? You don't want to drink for a couple minutes. No, you don't want that. You want the big gulp version, okay? You don't want the little courtesy cup, you know what I mean? You want the big gulp, you know what I mean? Let it drink. Thirsty. You know what I'm saying? So know what plants need to water and how to water. That's important. These things are important. Along with fertilizer and things like that. We're going to jump up top, y'all. Strawberries. Now, I never had nothing to eat the strawberries. Besides me. Besides the humans. And we've been eating these things, y'all. Okay? Every day. Especially on this section right here. This planter right here. Every day, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. Every day, this is what I come out to. Like, I at least have 2, 3, 4. So, I have up to 2 to 5 a day. Okay, that I'm pulling off of here, and that are fully ripe. But then, soon as those turn ripe tomorrow or the next day, these will be red. And then, like 3 days later, all these clusters you see up here, they will be there. Like, the fruit is coming fast, and it's growing very fast. You know what I mean? So shout out to phosphate, shout out to potassium, shout out to Green Grow Guy, shout out to y'all, shout out to the strawberries. How about we just shouting out? Because I know I am. Now, this strawberry, first of all, I love this. And if y'all know what this means more strawberries, because we're going to plant this today. Okay, and as these vines grow down, we're going to resync these. Even if I resync them in the pot, okay, you can grow them down like this. You can buy a hanger and put this in the hanger and grow them. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not satisfied with what's going on through here, I'll take this one and push it over here. I'll stretch this over here, okay, and let it grow out and have more strawberries, because I know this one is producing. Now, y'all, I don't know if this is younger, like, you know what I mean? This right here, these are their first berries. I'm about to pop these off. These were the first berries. I should have came right out and took these off. So I know these berries right here, these are the first berries, y'all. When y'all see these first berries, just cut them off. You don't need them. Cut them off. And take my advice, because if you cut them off, they start out this size. Soon as you cut them off and let them all regrow back in, they get bodacious. They get bodacious. Okay, the proof is in the pudding. These are, I had these a little bit longer, maybe about a month or so longer than I had this planter over here. And with that being said, I already cut the brand new berries off of all of these. Okay? I have yet to do that over here. And when they first come, don't get discouraged because they look like that, y'all. They new little berries and they trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? They're going to be looking a little crazy, but don't judge them. You know what I mean? Now, I'm actually not going to eat that because I look a little crazy, but I do clip them off. This one I'll eat. I'll eat that one. But I ain't eating that one. Look a little, you know what I mean? And look, listen. We listen, we don't judge. You know what I mean? Everybody can't be beautiful. You know what I mean? But we thank you. We thank you, Mr. Strawberry, for doing, you know what I mean? Doing your big one, doing your best one. But we are going to cut you off today so we can get some bigger berries. You know what I mean? And that's kind of the skinny on strawberries, y'all. Keep them watered. You know what I mean? If you see them drying out, y'all, do your thing. If you see your food drying out because it's getting too much sun, you know what I mean? Cover it with, some net, some shaded net. Do something. You know what I mean? Gardening is also logic and the ability to come up with new strategies to keep your food alive as well. When we move down, this is the spring spinach, y'all. Now, something is wonderful is going on. These are the beginning of the spinach seeds, okay? You see this? These are the flowers. I don't know if you see that on my hand. It's the flower and the pollen residue. Then once it gets the next stage from the pollen and the residue, it'll get to a stage like this, the spinach, where you begin to see that it's going to flower and create seeds. And then it starts to do it. Okay, let me get up in there. So, I'm not buying no more of these seeds, y'all. And this is why I let it just max out like this. Because once I harvest these spinach seeds, I'm going to have to buy spinach seeds for the rest of my dang life. You know what I mean? Because I have a couple like that. And as you see, it's not hundreds and hundreds of spinach. It yields so many seeds, just one stalk. So once it's out of season and you're not planting something immediately right in it, which I'm not right now because I strategically waited for this. I wanted to do this. You know what I mean? Because for me, it's about saving money every way I can. You know what I mean? And utilizing all the skills I have to do that. You know what I'm saying? So get into it because I'm into it and it's working out. Now, I did I'm going to tell you why I did this, y'all, because this is not something I would typically do, but it worked and it's crazy. Now, I am going to, trellis it up, like my tomato plants, and that's typical. And I would have did that probably regardless of any pot I would have planted it in if it grew this big. But I was watching people take those like the tripods that I showed you that I got from Family Dollar for $1.25. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all, my allergies. And they be getting me sometimes, but I love the garden. I don't care. Ain't nothing wrong with a little nasal drip to the garden. But like I was saying, those tripods that I showed you that I got from Family Dollar for $1.25, I was seeing people plant like small hot pepper plants or chili pepper plants or jalapeno plants in those, and they were actually getting jalapenos. So I said, I'm about to do that joint in a window planter because that's way bigger than the tripod. And then when they were using a tripod, they didn't even use like one tripod. They were like putting other stuff in the other two. So I was like, oh yeah, no. Now granted, those was coming out like, so I was like, nah, I should be able to plant this in one of the windows because that is about 3-4 gallons. You know, even though it's, you know, in a different direction, it is about 3 or 4 gallons, so it should be enough roots. I did it, y'all, and I was like, I wonder how it's going to turn out. Now, I do got to stick it up like the tomatoes, but let me turn this around. I'm going to have to fix this on my agenda today to fix because I'm actually shocked. First of all, it was a little pod. You know, I got to fix it up for y'all before I show y'all. I don't even know if I can fix it up for y'all to show y'all because the citronella right here is all grabbing up on her. Okay, can we say why citronella? Why is you doing? I'm gonna move this pepper plant real quick. I'm moving slow, y'all. My back, work with me. Okay, but here go the citronella plant. Okay, and this citronella plant started out like that big. Okay, this thing is trying to take over. Okay, so I am gonna come and cut this down and make some fresh, natural citronella oil. Okay? So, I'm going to string this up today, but I'm going to show y'all. Look at this nonsense going on with this jalapeno plant. Y'all see it? Y'all see it? Y'all see it? Do you see it? What? This thing is loaded with little peppers. And I'm like, holy smoking smokes. All right. And it has tons of flowers on the way. I'm like, you know what? I ain't mad at window planter. Go on, window planter. So no, you know what I mean? This actually has... when you are using the vertical garden fence, this actually has a lot of potential that you can plant a lot of things against your wall, you know what I mean, and have it not on the ground. So therefore you'll wind up having a lot more space on your actual ground to use, or just have it for your own, like I'm sitting out here and chilling in my garden space, you know what I mean. So this was great. And this was great to know. Now, would I probably next year have this a little bit lower so that I could grow it straight up? Yes. But this is still a win because there ain't nothing wrong with this once I trellis it up. You know what I mean? Because if anybody that grows these, y'all know it's a possibility that you have to trellis it up anyway. Look, I got a pepper right there. Oh, we doing... girl. Now, baby girl. Go on, girl. Go on, girl, in your window pot. You know what I'm saying? And the citronella grabbing all up on her. So we might have to cut the citronella today, y'all. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's darn right. One of the biggest things in my backyard is the citronella. And I'm going to tell y'all, you can smell it. It works. You know what I mean? I grew the citronella. Y'all see the color of my berry. Y'all see the color of my personal berry. And you know what my juice tastes like. The darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. So, me being a little burnt berry, and I ain't got no problems with it. I love being my little burnt berry self. But being a burnt berry, I need to grow citronella. Baby, this citronella is citronella in. And its fragrance is it's amazing. It smells great. You know what I mean? Now, don't sleep on it, because I know in my other videos I showed you all my 79-cent tiki torches that I got on sale at the Home Depot. Those have citronella in it. We don't play that mosquito game. You can't be biting up this berry, okay? Because I might be a burnt berry, but I'm not finna be a bit berry. Period. All right. So I don't care about the citronella grabbing. It's staying put. So we just gonna trellis this jalapeno up. You understand what I'm saying to you? I know you do. All right. So let's go to our next. Y'all, sorry, I gotta move stuff now, y'all, because I'm moving stuff to show stuff. These, y'all, I'm hype, are yellow dang blasted watermelon. All right. Those are the yellow watermelon. They already popped up. These are the red ones right here. Now, I planted sugar babies, y'all, but the seeds, I don't know if it was the seeds, because I didn't store them the right way. They popped, and then, I don't know. So, these seeds, I did something real old school, man. I haven't done this since I was a kid, but these actually came out of a watermelon that I thought was absolutely delicious. And when you get a watermelon that is super, super sweet, and it's got all those seeds, oh yeah, baby, take those seeds, because you want that thing, all right? Because that is what you're going to get on the flip side when they grow. When I tell you, I could taste the watermelon, and I ain't got it, I'm excited. When the first sprout, y'all already know when the first... And I don't care. Watermelon makes me excited like that. Now, if it doesn't move you, I understand. But it moves me. Okay, like Ginger Rogers. All right. Mint, bam. Do we really got to talk about mint, y'all? You know you need to grow that in a container. And you know it grow like a weed. And it looks beautiful. Mine does. This is sweet mint. Okay. I got sweet mint out here, and I have peppermint out here. Y'all know my wife brought me that peppermint plant, like, what, 2 years ago? I still got that bad boy. And it is peppermint, and wait till we get to it. Okay, when we move around here, and we move over, all right, I already told y'all this is my bodacious. Let me step back so y'all can really take in how big this citronella is. It is up in here grabbing stuff. Girl. Now, girl. Why you don't need to be in the garden putting your hands on them? You putting your leaves all on people. You know what I'm saying? So I am going to trellis this up today so that we can change that and everything has enough ventilation and air. You know what I mean? Because I do want these jalapenos to grow. I'm excited because I'm glad that, well, I'm not kind of glad. I'm very glad that was a success. You know what I mean? Along with other things I got to show y'all, because I got some real exciting stuff to show y'all in this garden tour. I mean, for me, you know, I'm hype. All right. These are the blueberries, y'all. Now, I know y'all saw me do videos on these blueberries, and I told y'all, I said, I'm covering my berries. Because I kept coming out, y'all, right? And I was getting all these berries, and then the birds, oh, yeah, Mr. Birds. So, like, they started growing back. I got a berry down in there. You know what I'm saying? I got a berry right there. You know what I'm saying? These are berries growing up here. You know what I mean? But I gotta let my berries grow back. Why did they all up on my berries today? Because they was juicy. I know they was juicy. Because the phosphate, barytone, and phosphate, potassium, barytone. I use tones. Epsom makes tones. You can get them at your Home Depot and things like that. Barytone, tomato tone. These type of tones keep the soil acidity right for certain plants. Okay? For me, I like it for berries. I like it for tomatoes. Because berries, their soil acidity has to be like on point for you to get your maximum production. Now, you will get berry here, berry there, here, there, everywhere, green eggs and ham. I don't know. But, you know, like I said, guys, I'm out here to win. Like, you know what I mean? So, I mean, $17, I think, I don't even think it was $17. You know, and it should last you, I mean, unless you're going like a field of berries, that should last you like a couple seasons as an urban farmer. So even though you're buying fertilizer and stuff, and the bags are like $17, $15, $12, $11, yes, it might add up. But if you even spent up to $150 in fertilizers, and you're an urban farmer and you're growing food to this capacity that I am, and this is a lot of food, y'all. We're not even 50% through the urban farm. Like, you know what I mean? And I had these same bags of fertilizer for 2.5 seasons. That's not money I mean, it's money, but it's not at the end of the day. You have more than enough time to save up the next $17 in 2.5 years. Get into what I'm telling you. All right, so but guess who's not eating up on my berries no more? Because I got those garden nets. Where did you get the garden nets from? Check it out. In Philadelphia, we have a lot of pop-up variety stores where they get a lot of leftover freight and things like that. Guys, keep your eyes open. Okay? Yes, shopping online is good. Buying high-tech stuff is good. Doing all this elaborate, fancy, bougie stuff is good. But don't sleep on farmers markets, thrift markets. Because I went to this place and I probably got 25 grow bags and I only paid like $3. Grow bags are expensive. And these are good quality grow bags. Nothing's able to rip through them. Like, they good. So I was like, come on, grow bags. And I got a whole bunch of them to use. And they are really protecting my berries, y'all. So I ain't mad. I am not mad. Now, we're going to go down to these tomatoes. Because I'm actually migrating to the other part of the urban farm. I can't even say the other 50% because we are really just in a space right now, and this is why I'm showing you guys the amount of food you can grow in a small space is unbelievable. Your carbon footprint is enormous. Like, you know what I mean? And I can only imagine, you know, one of my goals here in Philadelphia is to set people's backyards up in close proximity to each other, just like this. If you know, you know. And I'm gonna leave it right there. So get at me if you're in the Philadelphia area and you have some yard space that you don't have no problem. Get in these messages. I might want to talk to you. But let's go to this tomato farm. All right, what we got going? Y'all don't even know where to start. All right, you know, matter of fact, we're going to start right here with you, girl. All right, so here we go. And this is our, guys, this is our beefsteak. So this is our beefsteak right here. Okay, and I'm going to be honest with y'all. Bam. Here comes the first one. Is this the beefsteak? Y'all, my tomatoes is mixed up. Wait a minute. Let me do some investigations. Because then I'll propagate it. That beefsteak. This is the beefsteak right here, y'all. We're getting tomatoes. Here goes the Romas. You see? Wait. There go the Roma tomatoes right there. They're coming. Y'all, like I said, I've only had about 2.5 weeks of warm, consistent weather, and that's what makes the tomatoes really start doing a big one. Now, I am going to come out here and do the tomato tone. Oh, yeah, I got little baby buds all through here. Okay, this is the exciting part, y'all. Coming out and seeing what you grew and how... Oh, wait. Oh, no, we celebrating even the little victories. Come on, girl, get on the camera. Stop being shy. There you go, girl. She was trying to be shy. We don't tolerate that here on Philadelphia Urban Farm. We show everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? So these are my tomatoes, y'all. Y'all can see all the flowers on here. Y'all see all the flowers? I do. I see all the flower possibilities there. This one's open. When you walking out in the morning, y'all, and y'all see this in the morning, bam, 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 bam. Hit that. Hit it. Now, tomatoes are usually naturally self-pollinators, but That don't mean that the wind blew on every leaf, on every flower. So you best to get the hand pollinating when you see them open up in the morning, because then I'll guarantee that you get your tomatoes. You see what I'm saying? That's how I'm getting my tomatoes, and you see that my tomatoes are growing. I know you do. I know you do. Because I see my tomatoes. I can see. We both got the same vision. You know what I mean? Now I'm going to fix this because I bought this off of Temu, and I do like it because it can go really high. But one thing I did notice about it is that, like soon as you bump it, it be like pop, pop. I need some more stability. So I am going to, I might like super glue it so that it stays in the round circle. Like, you know what I mean? I don't have to keep repeatedly snapping it back together because I don't like that. You know what I mean? I'm particular. Now, my green peppers over here, when we get over here, y'all, my green peppers are green peppering. Oh, no, I don't. Come on, green peppers. Y'all see what's going on? Do y'all see? I'm going to try to get it on the Oh, I know y'all see it. I know y'all see it. So, green peppers are coming, y'all. Now, here goes the red pepper plant. These are coming too, and you can tell I'm so excited about the weather, y'all, just peeking off like it did, because I did it by the book. I did it right. I did it by my book. Like, you know what I mean? And my book works for me. Like, you know what I mean? And as you can see, I'm eating out of my backyard because of it, abundantly. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, that would be the 4th green pepper that I've got off of this plant in a week and a half. That'll be the 4th one that I'll get off of this green pepper plant right here in a week and a half. And we just started. Like, we literally just started. The weather just broke. So the thing with green peppers is as soon as you cut it, as soon as it's ready to cut it. If you cut a green pepper, and let me focus on so y'all can see green peppers. If you cut green peppers as soon as they're ready, when I tell you that green pepper will give you that plant will give you so many green peppers, because harvesting is a very, very important part of encouraging the plant and letting the plant know that you need more food. That's how you talk to your plants. Okay. The fertilizer, harvesting, watering, sunlight, all these things, it's a language. It's the way you speak to plants. Okay? So when you're harvesting these green peppers, you're telling this green pepper, thank you. Thank you. You are doing an amazing job. And because you are, I want you to keep doing it, baby girl. And guess what? She'll be like, oh, say less, say less. Boom, boom, boom. Now, this is what I'm going to tell you. Because for y'all that don't know, because you're not urban. Urban people like green peppers. We puts it up in everything. And I'm going to be honest with you, y'all. Is it me? Or did green peppers get like mad high in the store? They would try to charge me $2 for a green pepper. I was like, now y'all, $2 for a green pepper? $1.50 a green pepper? Now, I know I'm a little older. I know I'm not a spring chicken, y'all. But I dang sure ain't no rooster. $1.50. I remember when peppers were like 25 cents, 50 cents. $1.50? $2? Yeah, not me. Maybe you. Maybe you right now. But now that you didn't hit subscribe and the notification bell, that's going to change for you. You know what I mean? And this is why people are struggling with food affordability. Because I have a problem with a $2 green pepper, a $1.50 green pepper. You used to be able to get 3 for $1. Y'all remember? I know y'all remember. In the comments, let me know if you remember. The green pepper price is crazy. I was like, is there a green pepper shortage? I need to know. Well, not in my backyard. I don't know about the green pepper shortage or the prices because I'm not going to do it. Okay. So with that being said, those were the tomatoes real quick, y'all. I'm really happy about, I got some more tomatoes. I was relocating them. And I was doing this video, y'all, that I did not complete because this is when my back got hurt. So all the tomatoes were over in the section that I showed you. I wanted to move all my tomatoes here, which I began to do, which I am thinking I'm going to continue to do. But I was impeded because I was gifted a grill. So now me and my son, we're going to make space behind this grill back there near the, as you can see, near the rain catcher. Because I do still have the rain barrel, the water catcher that's back there. That's that black barrel sitting back there. That's the rain catcher. And we are actually going to today, believe it or not, hook this rain catcher up to a drip system that is then going to water all these things that are attached to the fence. And it's a solar drip system, y'all. Like, I've got so much stuff to do. But one of the things on my agenda with this week is to finish organizing these tomatoes, because y'all see the progress of me moving these. They actually grew like almost another foot. So that's what I want. This is the finished product of what I want for each and every one of my tomato plants, for them to be standing up nice, straight, tall, because these are easy to propagate and have a lot of, you know what I'm saying? And my wife is into jarring and canning and all these things. So, and I know how to make ketchup and all these things. So with that being said, we have a big use for tomatoes. We eat tomatoes a lot in our sandwiches, in our salads, we eat sauces. So tomatoes, and having lots of it and lots of it to can, I never go wrong with it. You know what I mean? And once they start growing, you know what I mean? Once everything starts growing, because you were taking care of it, guys. Let me hit you, little flower, because it's early morning. Early morning is the best time to come out and do this, guys. I say it in every video, but everybody hasn't watched every video. Shame on you. Shame on you for watching some of the videos and not all of the videos. You know I need that algorithm. You know I need that algorithm. And I'm going to be honest with y'all for a second. If Green Grow Guy, can be 100% honest with y'all, and I know I can, because we family. Y'all going to stop letting these people with their urban farm and gardens of death get higher views than me. I said it. You know why? Because I'm real. You know why? Because I'm an urban farmer, not a rural farmer. And I'm just gonna shoot it right from the hip. Boom, boom, boom. We are looking at a garden of life. The garden of Green Grow Eden. That's how I feel when I'm standing in it. Citronella and lilac in the air, lavender, all up in my nostrils, activating my allergies. I'll see my eyes is irritated and red. They itching. But I'm doing it all for y'all. Bringing y'all the content. Bringing y'all the information. Showing y'all the carbon footprint. I was out here in the cold setting up, so that I would not present an urban farm of death. Y'all gonna stop doing that. Spread the word. Spread the word. Spread the word that there's a Philadelphia urban farmer really growing food and making an enormous carbon footprint in the city of Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? Because I want this algorithm to pick up, not just to be monetized, y'all, but because this is the real deal. I did this for almost 3 decades. Trust me. The monetization, that's just something that's going to go along with it. You know what I mean? I love this. I love this. And anybody that has known me almost these 3 decades, they will tell you this is all I ever did. I did fix cars, you know what I'm saying? But I did that in this. You know what I mean? All my life. Love it. Love it. I love it. My vitamin D level is so high, y'all. I spent my life doing this. You know what I mean? And I spent my life doing this. I'm gonna be honest with you. I spent my life doing this commercially and making a lot of the wrong people a lot of money. You know what I mean? And when I began to see the food shift in United States of America, as I begin, once you begin to escalate up the agriculture ladder, you're privy to know a little more knowledge, and you get a better understanding of how food moves and how food circulates. And it was concerning. It was concerning because a lot of people don't know, in America, we do have a very large population of hungry people. You know what I mean? And its accessibility. There's a lot of factors in it, guys. But this is why this is important. Yeah. Will it lead to other things, bigger things, better things? Of course. Of course. We're all thinking it into existence. We're all speaking it into existence, right? Right. So, but that's why it's important for me. When I say watch these videos, like, subscribe, talk, because I want this to reach the people that need it. You know what I mean? And this is one of the best ways for me to do it. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I'm always very grateful. I'm always very thankful. You know what I'm saying? Know that this isn't something that my wife and I, we panhandle for. We say, give us this, help us out, do this. This is all on the back of our finance. You know what I mean? And it has been for years. You know what I mean? Because that's how important it is to me. Like, you know what I mean? I will do this for the rest of my life, you know what I mean, with the subscribers I have, you know what I mean? And if it impacts y'all in any way, I'm winning. You know what I mean? But know the way that I talk to y'all, everywhere I go, I talk about plants just like this. People hate me because I talk about plants. Plants. Wait till you see my plants. Let me show you my plants. I love it. You know what I mean? So, I'm going to stop running my mouth, y'all. But that was just kind of like a little PSA. You know what I mean? A lot of times I come on here and I get to run my mouth with y'all. You know what I'm saying? And you're like, what's the backstory on this guy? Well, I've been doing this a long time, almost 3 decades, y'all. Like, you know what I mean? And I got a lot of information that I want to share with the people and to help them feed their families. You know what I mean? And feed yourself. Feed your spirit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what gardening does as well. Regardless if you believe it or not, it does a lot of things for you. You know what I mean? So I am going to get these tomatoes organized right. Along with, y'all shut up. Let me tell y'all. Along with, okay, so the propagation video was like really good. Like, you know what I mean? Because these are 3 successful propagations. Here goes propagations that was successful number 4. Here goes propagation number 5 that was successful. So I originally only had 3 tomato plants. Now I have 8. I propagated off of the 3 and created another 5. So now when people go to places like Home Depot, and they buy like a $4 plant, this is what's going to make it worth your while. If I'm sorry, I was walking and I broke one of my tomato leaves. This is what's going to make it worth your while, especially with things like tomatoes and whenever you can. If that's your only source and you're not good at growing it from seed, get these tomato plants, buy 2, propagate the rest. Okay, and that's how you'll be able to save money. All right, guys, that's a beautiful view of the greenery, isn't it? Like, you could just take in the greenery. That's oof. Okay, guys, so right here, this is an eggplant, and y'all already know. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, go to my other eggplant videos. We go to Club Eggplant up here, and we get to hand pollinating watermelon, squash, cucumbers, and everything with flowers, tomatoes. We shoot the club up when it comes to pollination time. When I tell you, if my wife was out here, she would say we had so much squash. My wife She started eating squash. She didn't even like squash. But we had so much of it. She was like, I'm about to get me some squash. I was like, what? She was like, it's delicious now because I eat it all the time. Like, you know what I mean? So, yo, club eggplant is about the club eggplant, y'all. And look how beautiful she is. Y'all, look at this girl. Okay? Now, I did have her protected. You know what I'm saying? And see that garden fence, that's the down part to the garden fence, y'all. That it will get snagged as the wind blows and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But I don't really fret it because you see how that's low like that? As this grows up, this isn't going to be an important leaf right here. So eventually I'll just rip it off because I got an image problem. I'll be like, you're not looking pretty. Like, you see that? Take that off. The reason why you take it off, y'all, is because first of all, you don't want all this low suckle up on your stuff. You don't want that. You know what I mean? Not when it starts dying. If you see it and it's yellowish like that, pull it off. You know what I mean? Because it's just going to begin to decompose, and decomposing plant matter and material makes pests come. So if you really look at my garden, you don't see a whole bunch of dead or yellow leaves, and because for the most part, unless it's that spinach and I'm harvesting seeds, but even with that, there's still not a lot of death in the spinach because I need the seeds. Like, you know what I mean? So keep the plants alive. Come out, prune them, deadhead them. Do this, and you might say, hey, that's a lot of work. Actually, it's not. Just come out every day and do a little bit, walk in, do a little bit, walk in, and it's just maintenance. Like, you know what I mean? If you came out and I could come out in my urban farm this size, y'all, and really I can get some harvesting, pruning, and fertilizing done, and I might spend 2 hours out here doing it. And I got a lot of food. So, if you're growing anything on a smaller scale than this, you know what I'm saying? You should be able to handle it in that time or a little bit lower. But just set up a system of how you get things done. You know what I mean? The way that you are organized is going to help you be successful with growing this food the way you need to grow it. Okay? Because you can buy the best plants, the best fertilizer, the best pots, the best soil, and you don't have a schedule and you don't have a routine, and everything dies. Because one thing that I will tell you about tomatoes is you can grow them wonderful and they will look good, but if you have irregular watering on tomato plants, they will grow really well and then they'll split. They'll bust. And that tells you, it was a point where this was getting irregularly watered. So I do come out here every other day and put water on this. Just so that, to avoid things like that, tomatoes are also a water-needing plant. Because the juices, you want juicy tomatoes. You don't want no dry, ashy tomato. But these eggplants, guys, these black beauties are exactly that. They are exactly that. And they grow in this 5-gallon container. Like, wait till you guys see this in about 2 months. I promise you, in 2 months, this grew so big last year that I really didn't have it was in my polycarbonate house, and it just started taking over. And that's why this year I decided not to grow it in there. You know what I mean? Now this year, if I grow it in there, I have a specific spot where I'm thinking it won't impede everything or block any sunlight because it gets so big. You understand? I'm gonna be able to show you better than I could tell you. And y'all know that's my wife's peppermint, right? Shout out to the 3-year-old plant. Shout out this stuff. You can smell it, y'all. You can smell it. Like every time I brush it, every time I walk up on it, y'all, it just releases. And I'm like, ooh. And it's just so wonderful being able to come out your yard, look at your plants, look at your flowers, eat some fruit while you're doing it, smell all the good flavors, and put you in a great spirit because you're in a good mood. Now back here, this is my hanger. Now, no, let me show you the death. I'll show you the light. But this is purpose. I did that on purpose. That was my spinach pot, y'all. Let me turn so the glare is not. That was one of my spinach pots that I had. Allergies, please. I'm going to go inside and take some allergies when we done this. Get that Flonase and take me some Claritin. I purposely did that because I wanted to dry out. Spinach in the summer, unless it's a specific type, doesn't do very well. So next week, actually this week, we're going to do a video on summer spinach. So I don't want to release too much information because I want you to watch. And you're going to be able to grow this summer spinach like you're growing that kale, them collards, and you're not going to have to do all that musical spinach, keep it shape. You're going to be able to just put it on the wall like everything else, you know what I'm saying, and let the magic happen, okay? So know that there's variations of foods that you may like, that you might not be able to grow a certain style of it in the summer, but there usually are like a fall and a summer version of things in most situations. So you just have to be informed and do your homework a little bit. There's nothing wrong with going to Google and saying, hey, or chat GPT saying, hey, give me a list of all the things I could plant in the summer. Pick which things you want, plant them down. You know what I'm saying? So right now, y'all, before we get to what I really want to tell y'all, because when I tell y'all, I really want to tell y'all, I want to tell y'all bad because let me just keep going. All right, y'all. So here go the rose bush, y'all. Now, y'all, I don't even take care of this joint. Now, I do water it, but I don't give it any kind of tone or nothing. Like, I just be beating baby girl up because I be just really using her in the beginning for the, first of all, the ambiance. You know what I mean? She's very demure. You know what I mean? But as a pollinator, y'all. And that's exactly what she do. Now I'm gonna come out here today, clip these roses off, you know what I mean, so she can give me a whole new round, you know what I mean. But she's actually beautiful. Look at the color of these roses. Can y'all see that? Tell me this rose variation isn't beautiful. Like the burnt orange, the pinks, like this is beautiful. My wife, this is actually about 3 years old as well. My wife had picked this up. Now it was bigger, but I had hard cut it back. You know what I'm saying? Because I just needed it to have a function. You know what I mean? But now that it's doing like really, really good, because they had got a disease one year. But roses are very resilient. You know what I mean? They're almost like a weed to me, roses, because of the way they grow. So they're very hard to kill. So if you out here easily killing rose bushes, But y'all, here's something that I really want to show y'all. And this is going to be the last thing in our June garden update part 1, because it's always got to be in parts, y'all. But even though this is only part 1, I'm gonna go right into part 2. It's just that this is already an hour and 15 minutes long, y'all, and I'm showing y'all as fast as I can and as much as I can and giving y'all information. This is why I said you can't be out here doing all this with your back hurting. Okay, that's why I'm like, oh no, I gotta get a little better so I can get focused. All right, so y'all, I'm just let you look for a second. I know you see the flowers on it. Okay, I'm gonna let you look, and you're like, Green Grow Guy, what the heck are we looking at? I'm about to tell you. You, my friends, and my family, y'all are looking at a blueberry plant, and you guys can go back in my videos, and you'll probably have to go back about 2 years and see when I propagated this blueberry plant. And I said, let's see if it survives, y'all. I'm definitely confident that it will. And boy, did it. Okay? And the last video I did in May, I was like, this is looking really great. And it should be about to flower, but I don't see none yet. Okay? And this is a real blueberry bush. Okay? This is a Patriot blueberry bush. This is a hardy blueberry. Okay? The flowers look completely different. Okay? So this is flowering, y'all. After 2 years of propagation, it's flowered. And I'm gonna have blueberries off of this thing, and abundantly. Because when I say, y'all see these flower pods? they're all over this thing like that. They're all, and I can see the suckle where more is coming. And usually when you see the set start coming out, that means it's about to bust out and do its big thing. So I already know what I'm in heading into, and I'm really, really looking forward to it because, guys, you know we've been waiting for this 2 years from propagation. Fruit can take time, and patience is the key with fruit. If you're patient and you love it all the way through, they're just like kids. You got to be patient, okay? And your main job, they're just like kids, plants. Guys, plants, I promise you, they're just like your children. They don't know nothing. You got to teach them stuff. They're your broke best friend for a while, and then they blossom, and they show you something. Then you're standing back like, I'm so proud. Look what you doing. But it's because of me too. We both winning. Plants are like children. So for me to come out here and see my baby go from 2 to 3, I'm like, happy birthday, Ed. You know what I mean? So happy about that. You know what I mean? And I love, one of the things I love now about urban farming is the time span has allowed me to grow as far as a YouTuber, and it's also given me the opportunity to show you guys 2 years later. When I made that video 2 years ago and said this is gonna grow, you might have been like, I don't know, because that looked like a little ugly stick, like, you know. But now you see that what I told you and what I told you to do in that video was absolutely right. Now, guys, I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to turn around. I'm going to turn around because the blueberry bush is right here. This is the blueberry bush. And look at it compared to my height. This was a little stick. Go back and watch the video. All right? I want to thank everybody for watching. This is part 1 of my June tour in this urban farm because there's a lot of food left to show you. I'm going to go right into the video. But like I said, we already been talking for like 1 hour and 20 minutes. I like y'all. I like talking to y'all. You know what I mean? Sue me. No, don't sue me. Don't sue me. You're going to be mad. If you sue me, you just must be practicing. Okay? You must just be practicing because it's a waste of your time. I don't got nothing to take. Don't be taking my vegetables and my food. But y'all, I am going to go right back and I'm going to go right into the second video. I just want to end this. I try to keep sight of time, but in all reality, when you go on fruit like this, these videos are going to be a little more lengthy because there is progress, there is things to show, you know what I mean? And I want to show it all to you because we do it all together every step of the way, you know what I mean? Make sure y'all hit the subscribe and notification bell, and make sure you go to Burpees. Make sure you go to Fast Growing Trees, catch their sales, they 40% discount. Tell them Green Grow Guys sent you because we got sponsors. So let's show. Ooh, ooh, ooh. All right. Thank y'all for watching, and I will see y'all next time.